Steve Davis sits there, waiting for the most important frame of his young career. There is just no stopping him.
Steve Davis, 4.
Doug Mountjoy, who has put up a terrific battle, starting by losing the first 6 frames and now requires 6 to get the magic frame figure of 18. Disappointed men.
Mountjoy, 4.
Steve Davis immediately walked away from the table, knowing full well he was running into the center pocket and conceding 4 points.
Well, Doug quite understandably lost a bit of his potting ability. He's been completely frozen out in this last session. Hasn't had much opportunity to pot balls. And of course, young Steve still requiring that last frame to clinch the match. Always the most difficult one of the match to win.
Dear, oh dear. Doug almost demoralized. Wondering how he can stop the onslaught of this young man. Starting this final session, Davis with 84 and then 119.
Davis, 7.
And suddenly the nerves come into play. The tension of this final catching up, perhaps just slightly.
6.
All square. That is points in this frame.
Eleven.
Well, if you can successfully putt this blue and get into the pack of reds, we may prolong this match a little.
17.
And it didn't work out at all in his favour. Had a difficult cut back, this.
18. With Mountjoy, 18.
Mountjoy 11 points in front.
One. Six.
Steve Davis has recorded 3 snooker centuries on his way and during this final. 2 of them 119.
7.
Mountjoy also has recorded 3 centuries, and amongst those, the new world record.
Now Steve, of course, attempting to go
13.
into the pack with that pink. Failed to make contact.
Steve Davis, 13.
Just 2 points in it.
One.
Well, that was a terrific blue from Doug there. Cue ball right round the table. He hadn't got a lot of angle, but he achieved that very well.
Seven.
And I think there's just room for that black to be spotted.
14.
Mountjoy 12 points ahead.
And Steve will have to be a bit careful here. Have to just drop onto this. There are only 3 reds there, and they will split up quite easily. That looks safe.
The Crucible Theatre totally absorbed now in this particular frame. A few oohs and ahs there around the audience, but the red is over the top pocket for Doug Mountjoy. And here, surely, Doug Mountjoy sees his mistake.
One. Eight. Nine.
Steve Davis goes to the front.
16.
Just one red left now.
And Steve with just the right angle here to bring the cue ball back to the right side of the table for the red.
Watching the title drift away.
Now just the yellow and green
29.
will mean that Doug Mountjoy can then only draw with the last four colours.
31.
He's 19 points ahead before this green.
34.
There's now 22 points on the table, and as you see, this difference in the scores, 22 points. Can he slam this blue into the top pocket? He's breathing heavily as he comes down to this final pink. And that's it. The world snooker champion, 1981, Steve Davis. Congratulations there to the Embassy World Champion Steve Davis from his manager Barry Hearn. His friends, of course, climbing around. Barry Hearn's wife gives him a big hug and a kiss. The young man, just 23 years of age, coming from Plumstead, London, is now, I believe, crying with joy on taking this title. The burden he's carried from before the championships here at Sheffield, made odds-on favourites, and has carried the banner right the way through. A terrific performance. He has been faultless and most consistent in every shot he has played over the most difficult of matches. He has now overcome Doug Mountjoy in the final and become the Embassy World Champion 1981.
Steve Davis, Snooker Champion of the World. Do you want me to say it again, or has it sunk in yet?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
You've got all night, don't worry.
Yeah, I know.
Did you really believe it could happen like it's happened here in this final session?
No. No, I thought that Doug was keeping with me all the way, and I thought it was going to be a battle all the way to the end. And Doug, I went 6-0 up, and I thought, right, I should win now easily. And all of a sudden, he keeps on potting balls, and he kept 3 frames behind all the time, which was a lot better than 6 frames behind. And then it went 2 frames behind at the interval, every time. He's sick as a pig, because I could have been 4 frames up.
I think you got your supporters worried for once. You kept them quiet.
Yeah, yeah. No, we told them to keep quiet because as quiet as possible. Oh, I don't know what to say.
But then, I mean, the point when Doug's really sort of gets going, when he got a break of 1, 2, 9, you must have thought, oh my goodness, here he goes.
Yeah, and he came over and asked me in matches as well. It made it even worse.
Anyway, just stay there a minute, Steve, because I know everybody here has responded to the magnificent fight and the play of Doug Mountjoy. Doug,
friends.
say it again.
I got friends.
I tell you what, you've got a lot of friends, not just here in the Crucible, for the millions who've been watching this on television. It was a marvellous fight, and obviously a very disappointed man. Was it really the start of it all, when you really couldn't get going, that put you right off?
Well, it wasn't the fact that I couldn't get going. It's Steve started off so well. I just couldn't hold him, you know. Well, I don't think anyone in the world could have held him those 6 frames. And I was lucky to come away 6-3. And never got the lead, never looked like getting the lead. I was just sort of hanging on in there, you know. And this evening, he just played too well.
You really had to come out tonight and get one pretty quickly, hadn't you?
really, to have a chance, I needed to win the first, but I haven't won the first for the 4 sessions we've had, so I didn't fancy my chances.
Anyway, Doug, marvellous fight, and can I now, in fact, ask the presentation party to come out onto the stage, and the presentation, first of all, to Doug Mountjoy. First of all, to Doug Mountjoy, and I hope they got a big fan here, Mr. Christopher Corey, Managing Director of the sponsors, WD Nature Wills, accompanied by Mr. Peter Dyke, head of the sponsored events department. The cheque to Doug Mountjoy is runner-up of £10,000 plus 1,200 for the highest break, plus 5,000 for breaking the all-time World Championship high break record. £16,200 to Doug Mountjoy. And if Steve Davis can stop signing autographs for just 1 minute, we've got some for you. To Steve Davis, the cheque for the winner, the 1981 Embassy World Professional Snooker Champion, £20,000 and the most famous trophy in the game. Steve Davis.